My name is Rhea Stevens. I'm Policy, Projects and External Affairs Manager for the Institute of Welsh Affairs. So the Institute of Welsh Affairs is an independent, politically neutral think tank for Wales. We've been around for 30 years. We celebrated our 30th anniversary last year. So we were set up in Wales in 1987 at a time when the mines were closing in Wales, where there was great economic uncertainty across the whole of Wales. And the Institute was founded by a group of people who believed that there needed to be a space for ideas to be forged that could make Wales better. And to this day, that's what we continue to try to do. We're a membership organisation, so we have a range of individuals, fellows and organisations in Wales who all come together with that common purpose, that the Institute for Welsh Affairs is a space where ideas can be forged and solutions can be forged to some of Wales's most enduring problems.
So I'm Shea Buckland-Jones. I'm the Re-energising Wales project coordinator at the Institute of Welsh Affairs. The Re-energising Wales project, it's a 3-year project funded by the Hodge Foundation, Friends Provident Foundation and the Buckland-Jones Charitable Foundation. The project was set up in April 2016, so it's a 3-year project due to end in April 2019. And it was set up by the Institute of Welsh Affairs with a range of energy experts, so experts within the energy sector, but also a range of other experts, so economic experts and others who have come together. And they've come together to address the question of how do you meet projected energy demands in Wales through renewable energy by 2035. So when we talk about energy, we talk about electricity, heat and transport. And part of the reason the project was set up was a feeling that Wales has got a lot of natural resources, so hence a lot of renewable energy generation potential. And I think on the back of that, a group of people felt that we haven't reached our ambition in Wales. And part of the reason for that is that we haven't got a big enough of a vision and we haven't got enough of an action plan to be able to achieve that ambition. So in addressing that question of meeting energy demand through renewables by 2035, so I'm talking about 100% energy demand, the group, along with myself, obviously I coordinate the project, we designed 6 work packages which all come together to address that very question. And they focus on a whole range of things around energy demand. So what energy do we use where and when across different parts of Wales? How can we reduce energy demand? Work packages looking at supply, technical considerations, so the types of things that are stopping us achieving our vision of meeting demand through renewables. So is it grid, is it planning, is it all those types of things? We've got work packages looking at local economic resilience. So what are the wider economic reasons for reaching that vision and for achieving these types of objectives? So that looks at what are the wider benefits of the energy transition. So what are the benefits around job creation, around GVA, around local economic resilience generally. And I think quite a key theme of the project that we're addressing in terms of meeting that vision of demand through renewables is the core idea of maximising social and economic benefits. So how do you ensure that as much money as possible from energy schemes is retained in local communities? Interestingly, there's a massive opportunity at the moment around energy democracy. So with a big move from kind of big power stations, quite centralised systems, where people feel like they don't have much of a control over a big power station that's built in their area, or something that's built near enough in their surrounds. There's a move from that centralised system to more of a decentralised system where I think people, not everyone understands the opportunity as of yet, but with our move towards decentralisation, there's more of an opportunity for people to have ownership over their natural resources on a local level, to actually feel like they're benefiting from a transition from a centralised system to a more decentralised system. So I think we need to reimagine the conversation and really raise the profile of the opportunity that exists. So part of that is done through obviously actions at a kind of governmental level in terms of incentives and different things, but also from the bottom-up type approach where you've got a lot of local community groups and others in Wales who are already doing some really, really good inspiring stuff. But how do you scale up those types of projects? How do you take that good example in a really small town in rural Wales and kind of replicate that in a load of different geographical areas where people are sharing resources, telling their stories? And I think that's quite important in Wales, particularly in terms of the role of the coal industry during the Industrial Revolution, and thinking about how much of a role that played in Wales over its time. And I think we're at the point where we've got an opportunity in Wales to kind of revisit that potential and to really look at our natural resources in terms of renewable energy potential and having people feel like they're part of that transition to using our natural resources in a way that benefits local people. So to date, last year we released a report which largely focused on investment. So how do you raise investment locally? To use one example, we looked at the example of Welsh local government pension funds, who to date they've got about 15 billions worth of assets as part of the overall Welsh local government pension funds. And they're investing around $1 billion's worth into fossil fuel assets. So within our report last year, we made the point that actually, in terms of our challenging targets around climate change, around air pollution and all the other drivers, we need to be working with such funds to really invest in local infrastructure projects or invest in local renewable energy projects. So we've been making the case for such funds to divest their investments in fossil fuels and to target them more strategically to more kind of local projects. And we've worked with a Future Generations Commissioner in Wales who's recently wrote a letter to all the local government pension funds in Wales to basically say, how are you taking climate risk into account in your investment decisions?